Bitcoin is breaking down even further, but I think that this is going to be a massive bear trap. And in this video, I am going to be explaining exactly why. So can we once again push up the likes, back above the 200 likes? That will be absolutely amazing. And as always, let's have a look into what's that short term. And yes, yesterday it was actually looking like we were gonna break this one out towards the upside. But eventually this news came out that the German government has begun selling its Bitcoin holdings. They still have over $3 billion worth of Bitcoin to liquidate, and right after this news, well, we once again push towards the downside. So yeah, of course, this is not going to be bullish for the Bitcoin price. We had this bullish chance to be breaking out bullish outside of this falling wedge pattern. But yeah, of course, this news came out and that flipped everything, and we once again flipped a bearish, actually breaking this one out towards the downside. So yeah, from of a bullish opportunity, we actually still flipped it towards the bearish side, which is definitely not good for the Bitcoin price. Anyways, guys, I do think that eventually this is going to be a massive trap. If we are going to be zooming out, we can still be making the case that we are still consolidating inside of this falling wedge pattern. And even if we are going to be having a look in towards a 4-hourly time frame, well, we might still be sitting at this level of support. Of course, we are still breaking below this low over here. But yeah, if we are still going to be remaining to be holding this level of support, I still do think that eventually we are going to be breaking out bullish, and that this is going to be a massive bear trap. Because yeah, if we are just going to be having a look into where that majority of the Bitcoin liquidity is actually sitting at, still it is sitting at the top side, and there is currently more liquidity than ever before sitting at the top side. I've actually never seen this much liquidity sitting at the top side, and I definitely do not think that we are going to be squeezing towards the downside first. I definitely do think that we are going to be seeing a squeeze towards the upside first of all, to be taking out that liquidity. And just because of that majority of the liquidity, I definitely do think that this is going to be a massive trap, and we are going to be seeing this break eventually towards the upside to be squeezing out that liquidity first of all. Now, if we are as well going to be having a look into the Bitcoin funding rates, well, it is just looking like we are at the same exact level as we were over here in the previous cycle. And it does make a lot of sense, because right now, the majority of the Bitcoin market, the majority of the Bitcoin traders are actually trying to be shorting the Bitcoin price right now. And that exactly also happened right over here. The Bitcoin funding rates were peaking at this level. Then we squeezed out all of the leverage with this minor dump over here. And right now, I think the same exact thing is happening. The Bitcoin funding rates have been peaking over here. Right now, they are slowing down once again, just like exactly happened right over this stage over here. And I definitely do think that this parabolic move is going to be next for Bitcoin. So yeah, maybe in that imminent short term for Bitcoin, it is not looking good. Maybe in that short term, Bitcoin is just breaking down even further. But I do think that eventually we are going to be flipping it around. Eventually, I do think that we are going to be breaking out bullish. Now, it might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but I do think that eventually we are going to be seeing this bullish breakout. So yeah, anyways, I am keeping my Bitcoin trade open right now. I definitely do think that eventually we are going to be breaking out bullish. So guys, if you are going to be getting interested in trading yourself as well, you can be trading over on Margex with up to 100x leverage. So definitely make sure to be checking it out, because also with that link down below, you can right now be getting a free $50 on your initial sign up. And on top of that, whenever you are going to be depositing $100, you're going to be eligible for another $50. So definitely make sure to be checking it out with that link down below. And also, if you are going to be using my code, you can be getting another 20% over whatever you are going to be depositing. So if you are going to be depositing another $1,000, you can be getting a $200 completely for free. And also with this money, you can be covering up to 50% of your trading fees. So definitely be sure to be checking it out over on Margex. Now, what is actually going to be very interesting in my opinion is that Bitcoin is still moving towards the downside, while the stock market is still actually exploding towards the upside. So we are seeing an inverse correlation right now with the stock market and Bitcoin, but this doesn't happen all too often, because usually Bitcoin and the stock market moves very, very correlated. And one time where this inverse correlation happened in the past was right over here. And right after this inverse correlation actually happened, well, Bitcoin exploded towards the upside. Right now, the same exact thing is happening. Bitcoin is moving towards the downside while the stock market is moving towards the upside. So if we are going to be seeing this inverse correlation ending anytime soon, I do think that once again, Bitcoin is going to be exploding even further towards the upside like the stock market is doing. So do keep that in mind. I do think that Bitcoin is going to be catching up with the stock market anytime soon. Anyways, yes, still in that larger time frame, I do think that Bitcoin is about to go absolutely parabolic. Maybe in that short term, Bitcoin is looking kind of bearish, right, with these breakdowns, potential breakdowns. But yeah, if we are just going to be zooming out in that larger time frame, in that larger perspective, it is still looking very bullish. This price action is still looking very good. I do think that eventually we are still going to be seeing this bullish breakout. And we have actually never seen this in history, because always after the Bitcoin halving, price moved a lot higher. And I'm having a hard time believing that this time it is going to be different. I definitely do think that after this halving, once again, we are going to be moving even higher. I do not think that after this Bitcoin halving, we are going to be dumping towards the downside. And this was the end. I definitely do think that we are going to be moving even higher after this Bitcoin halving. I do not think that this time is going to be different. But yeah, anyways guys, make sure to be following me over on Twitter to stay up to date about every single market development. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.